morning, and welcome to our seminar this morning. Little Polony here today. So once again, we enter into that awareness of awareness. And if you like, you can enter the space between one thought and the next thought. That space between one thought and the next thought. And in the beginning, it's tiny, and then it begins to grow bigger and bigger. And as we enter into that space, we open into the space of awareness. And we extend that space through the whole body. We extend it up and down through the whole body. So up from the base of the spine, we extend it up and down the front of the body. Opening into the field. We extend above the body, below the body, in all the directions, into space itself, and into the space of this room. We extend also to the person on the right, on the left, across the room, and sensing the space. We extend to the people on the Zoom this morning as they extend here. So opening that space, entering in, becoming that space. We sense the energy of the field in us and around us. We pull that energy into the top of the head, down through the forehead, through the face, through the throat. Down into the heart, down into the belly, into the lower body. And we amplify that energy from the back of the head into the forehead. From the back of the head into the heart. And from the back of the head into the belly. And focusing in the heart right now. Relaxing just a bit more. We open into the light of the field. We also extend right now in the light, once again to each other. Feeling the whole group here this morning. We extend also to our generational field, that field of the ancestors, the family, the friends, the great yogis we've known in our lives, the great teachers, our root teacher, Swami Muktananda, Amachi, all our Buddhist teachers, Lama Norla, Dr. Yen Shin, from the Taoist tradition. So as we extend, we feel that resonance with them this morning, that connection. And to any teacher that you have. So we extend also to all our traditions of which we've participated in. And to the great archetypes of all the traditions. And particularly this morning, we'll extend to the Divine Mother in her many forms. And particularly today as Kamala, who I'll be talking about in a few minutes. First, I'd like to read a Sufi poem about beauty. All through eternity, beauty unveils his exquisite form in the solitude of nothingness. He holds a mirror to his face and beholds his own beauty. He is the knower and the known, the seer and the seen. No eye but his own has ever looked upon this universe. So this is like the quality of Shiva from the Sufi tradition. His every quality finds an expression. Eternity becomes the verdant fields of time and space. Love, the life-giving garden of this world. Every branch and leaf and fruit reveals an aspect of his perfection. The cypress gives a hint of his majesty. The rose gives tidings of his beauty. Wherever beauty looks, love is also there. Wherever beauty shows a rosy cheek, love lights her fire from that flame. When beauty dwells in the dark folds of night, love comes and finds a heart entangled in her tresses. Beauty and love are as body and soul. Beauty is the mine, love is the diamond. They have been together since the beginning of time, side by side, step by step. So like Shiva and Shakti from the Hindu tradition. In Hinduism, the goddess Kamala is that aspect of Kali which appears as beauty arising from Kali. Kali is, of course, both time and timelessness. Kali is considered to be the great void out of which all things arise. Kamala is symbolized by the lotus, the exquisite flower that arises from the void. Kamala is described as the energy of the field. It is through Kamala and the form of the lotus that we enter the world and extend roots into the earth so that we can flourish and grow in time. Kamala is also associated with Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, love, prosperity. Lakshmi is, of course, the giver of all things. She is often associated with the water element, and she supports Kamala so that we can interact with the earth and create and foster our relatedness in the world. Kamala supports our interconnectedness, the interconnectedness of us in action and in form. She brings love, devotion, and beauty into our lives. She guides and nourishes us in what we want to really do in life. She bestows grace and support in ordinary life desires, and also in the pursuit of enlightenment. She does, however, require that we do not simply pursue pleasure and material benefit, but also involve ourselves in the process of experiencing and recognizing the light within us. And if we choose to ignore this process, it's said that Kamala becomes Kali in her fierce form, and we can come to regret our lack of attention to the process. Time passes us. We regret our loss. So it may be easier to enter the space between our thoughts and enter the other aspect of Kamala, the great void of Kali. Here we enter the great drama of the awakening of the Kundalini energy. The energy of Kamala becomes Kali. Our vital energy is turned inward, and energy becomes awakened. And the awakened energy now becomes spontaneous and active in the column of light within us. It kicks out old impressions, old pains, old wounds, our addictions to pleasure, which surround our energy centers, and it allows the lotuses in each of the chakras of the subtle body to bloom, giving us the qualities and abilities of that particular chakra. For example, in the heart center, one may be more open to the interconnectedness of all people at the subtle level of experiencing, opening into oneness. As the lotus blooms in each chakra, Kamala can support us in creating new forms and rootedness on the earth. In another tradition, the Sufis, the mystical form of Islam, the Sufis describe the phenomena of Kamala in a slightly different way. The Sufis describe the heart as the organ of perception. In this heart, there are two doors. The first is the door of creation, and it's natural to have this door open for man to have food, drink, clothing, a place to live, companions, family, society. The other door is the door of truth, and it's through this door that we must experience our source. And the door of truth can only be opened if there's an intensity of remembrance and contemplation of the divine within us. Some methods suggested for opening the door are repetition of the name of God, contemplation, and as the door of truth opens little by little with practice, the door of creation may close temporarily. And when one is established in the inner heart, both doors are opened, and one can move through everyday life being centered in the inner source. Kamala is said to be located in the heart center. She is golden in color and seated on a lotus. With two of her hands, she gives boons and dispels fears. In the other hand, she holds a lotus and gives gold coins. One dedicated to Kamala recognizes the divine light in all of nature. Meditation on Kamala is experienced by focusing on the rays of the sun and understanding that the sun as that divine light within us. Kamala's mantra is associated with Lakshmi, Shreem, Shreem. This mantra is associated with beauty, abundance, splendor, devotion, refuge. And Dzogchen Buddhism sometimes calls this experience of Kamala, this awareness of the sun, as ground luminosity. Dzogchen describes this base or ground luminosity pervading all our experience. It is the light of awareness that illuminates all our thoughts, feelings, desires. Sometimes people experience this base, this light, this awareness, like the sun. They may even see the sun or reflections of light in meditation. The sun or light now illuminates their view or field. One Dzogchen master described this state. It's like taking a hood off your head. What boundlessness and spaciousness. What relief seeing what has not been seen before. Everything opens and expands, becomes crisp and clear, brimming with life. The Sufi Shams of Tabriz describes the phenomena of the light of the sun. When the sun showed his face, there appeared the faces and forms of the world. His beauty showed their beauty. In his brightness, they shone out. So by his rays, we saw and knew and named them. So little by little, we are absorbed into the goddess. And little by little, we recognize this ground luminosity within our own selves. It is said that at the moment of death, this ground luminosity dawns in its vast splendor, and with it brings the opportunity for liberation. All we have to do is recognize it. So we'll again focus in meditation. And we'll focus on that light of the field as Kamala, using the mantra Shreem, Shreem, Shreem. And that mantra pulls us into the field, Shreem, into that space in between one thought, the next thought, one mantra, the next mantra. Entering into that field, the energy, the light of Kamala. So we've been cultivating awareness of the radiance of the light for some time. We'll focus now on family and friends that might be having some difficulty. We'll focus that light. We'll extend that light to our city, our nation, holding the light in the seriousness of the time. Extending into all humanity. Something new on Friday morning. We have one more chant today, and this is the chant to Tara, from the Buddhist tradition, and the Dalai Lama chants it. It's said that much of the attributes ascribed to Lakshmi were then transferred to Tara in the Buddhist tradition. But who knows how it went? It could have been the other way around.
Om Tare Tudare Turi Saha. 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 Om Tare Tudare. Om Tare Tudare Turi Saha. 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 Om Tare Tudare Turi Saha Om
Do you have any announcements?
Yeah, we will have Dakini Day tomorrow at 8 o'clock.
So we have Dakini Day tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And that's entirely on Zoom. So please join us. So thank you all for coming. We'll start to close up right now. If you like, you can rub your hands together till they're hot, feeling at the heart, the top of the head, the belly,